Hi, I'm Yvette Jones, and this is Talk Fulton. On today's show, Fulton's Public Defender's Office is tapped to train other public defenders in foreign countries. Fulton County's public defender is here to explain. And what happens now that the Fulton County Jail is no longer under federal oversight? The chief jailer gives us the facts. Talk Fulton starts right now. We're talking today about why the U.S. State Department's Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs has called upon Fulton's public defenders for a major job. That job is to provide training and consultation to new and existing indigent defense programs in other countries. Vernon Pitts is the Fulton County Public Defender. Welcome to Talk Fulton, sir.
Thank you for having me, Annette.
Well, this seems like exciting news. First of all, tell us how this came about for your office. I understand you were among the first in the country to be asked to provide this kind of training.
That's correct. Last summer we received a call from the INL. They wanted to meet with us to talk about forming a collaborative effort. And we met with them, talked about what we had to offer, and they informed us what the program entailed. And we thought it would be a good collaborative effort.
So now, what exactly does this mean? Who will you be training?
It'll all depend on what countries seek assistance from the INL. The ambassador in that country will contact the State Department and request technical assistance. And we will be notified. We'll have to develop a curricula and also develop information that we will use to teach, train, and consult with not just public defenders, but with people in the criminal justice system in these foreign countries.
Now, can you talk specifics? What kind of training are we talking about here?
We primarily continuing legal education training on how to develop a public defender's office, how to conduct early intervention, early access to clients, and basically about how to improve the justice system in whichever country it is that we are.
Now let's talk a little bit about funding. Who pays for this training?
The State Department will pay for it. They pay all travel expenses as well as the salary of the people who travel to the various countries.
Now, I mentioned earlier that this is, of course, exciting news because it shines a very positive spotlight on your office. What does this say about the caliber of the talent in your office?
Well, I think we've always hired very good people. We are a very diverse office. And we have lawyers and staff from colleges and law schools all across the country and from a number of different countries. We also provide a lot of training. We provide the most training of any public defender's office in the state of Georgia, according to GPDSC, our parent organization with the state. So I think we produce very good lawyers in our office. We bring some people in right out of law school, and we provide training. As a matter of fact, we have a lot of other federal offices and state offices that end up hiring our people away.
Now, how will you be able to leverage this, create other partnerships from this opportunity, if at all?
Well, one of the things that's involved in this entire program is that we will also collaborate with other national criminal justice offices around this country to look at developing initiatives that can be used not only in foreign countries, but in this country too, to improve criminal justice operations.
Now, how soon are we talking about? When does this start?
Well, we will have a formal signing of the MOU documents on June 1st. Assistant Secretary of State William Brownfield will be in Atlanta, and we will have a program in which we will sign the documents, and we will have the Assistant Chair of the Board of Commissioners. The chair will be out of town on that day, and we'll have other dignitaries who will come to the signing.
An exciting time right around the corner. Now tell me what happens when you conclude this training.
We'll have to do a report that we will make available not only to INL and the State Department, but we'll also make it available to the commissioners.
All right, stand by just a second. We'll talk more to the public defender when we come back. Stay with us. We've been talking today with Fulton's public defender about the major role his office will play in training other public defenders around the world. Well, sir, I wanted to shift gears a bit and talk more now about your office and your current caseload. Now, let's back up and explain to viewers who it is that your office serves by law.
By constitutional requirement, we represent people who are charged with felony offenses as adults, and we also represent parents in dependency cases and juveniles in delinquency cases.
Now, how does one try to secure the services of a public defender if they are in trouble?
It's based on the income of the person. If they meet a certain income guideline that's put out by the Georgia Supreme Court, then they would be eligible for our services. They would first have to fill out a request for appointment of counsel form, which will have a financial disclosure affidavit. And they're also, if they're able to pay, have to pay a $50 fee to fill out that form.
Now, are there only certain types of cases your attorneys handle?
We handle all types of felony cases, from entering an auto, theft cases, up to and including murders, rape, and armed robbery cases.
So now let's take a look back at 2014. About how many cases did your office handle over the past year?
Well, we handle approximately 8,000 felony cases, approximately 2,000 delinquency cases, and around 600 dependency cases.
Now, you touched on fees a little bit. Would you like to explain a little bit to the public about how your office is funded?
Well, we're funded primarily by Fulton County. We're technically a state office, and we report to the Georgia Public Defender Standards Council. However, under the Indigent Defense Act of 2003, the state limited the funding that they had to provide. The state is only responsible for providing one attorney per judge, one investigator, and 2 administrative staff. And the rest of the cost of operating the office falls on the county for law books, office space, and the payment of county employees who represent the defendants and the juveniles.
Now, if any, what do you think is the biggest misconception about the services your office provides?
Well, you know, it's funny a lot of times when we go and interview clients and everything, a lot of people don't think that public defenders are actually lawyers. Not only are we lawyers, but we have lawyers on our staff from some of the top law schools all around the country and some of the best trained lawyers in the country.
As we've already evidenced with this major task you have ahead of you. Now, you moved last year to a new location. Tell me a little bit about that and how it's working out.
It's working out very well. We were involved in the setting up the layout of the office. It's very functional for us, and we're very happy to be in that space. We were across Woodruff Park from where we are now in the Equitable building, and Georgia State, as they've done throughout downtown, bought that building, and so we were forced to move over to the Equitable building, but we're very happy where we are.
Awesome. Any final thoughts you have for us today, particularly about this major news that's coming your way and this major project you're working on?
Well, we're excited about it, and we've also learned that the State Department is very excited about it. They've formed partnerships with some judges and with some prosecutors, but this is the first partnership that they've formed with a public defender office, and we're very happy to be involved in this. We've always had a world view, and as a matter of fact, when we moved to our new space, there was a large globe that had been left there by a tech company that was there. And my administrative assistant took it and painted it, and we had sort of a running joke about today Atlanta, tomorrow the world.
That's right.
Not knowing that that was actually going to happen. So we're really looking forward to going into some of the other countries and getting involved in helping them improve their criminal justice system.
Well, we are certainly so excited for you and proud of you. Thank you so much for sharing that news with us.
Thank you.
Vernon Pitts, Fulton's public defender. Congratulations on the honor from the State Department, and thank you once again for joining us. Now, when we come back, a look at the Fulton County Jail now that federal oversight has ended. Welcome back. By now, you may have heard that a federal judge recently ended oversight of the Fulton County Jail. The move came following nearly 10 years of the facility operating under a federal consent decree. So what happens from here? Priscilla Ortega has the story.
Federal oversight of the county jail began in 2006 when the Southern Center for Human Rights filed a complaint about overcrowding. Well, now overcrowding is no longer an issue here, and neither are a host of other concerns the judge once had. It has been a long time coming for Fulton officials who have been working non-stop to get this facility in compliance with federal mandates. Back in 2006, there were reports of inmates sleeping on floors and cell locks that were not working or easily compromised. First, commissioners addressed the overcrowding issue and agreed to lease space at various nearby facilities. Nearly 300 inmates from the Fulton County Jail were transferred to the Union City facility.
Well, back in 2013, when we started the lock replacement project at the main Fulton County facility, we had to relocate a certain number of inmates in order to make the housing units available for the contractor to do the actual work. At the same time, the Union City facility, which was then known as the South Fulton Municipal Regional Jail, became available because they closed it down. We were able to move in and take over operations of the facility, and we relocated all of our female inmates to Union City, not only to make space at the main jail for lock replacement, but to also offer additional programs and services targeted to the female inmates to help them with their reentry programs.
When the jail was constructed in the mid-'80s, it was a minimum security facility. The locks were less problematic, less tamper-resistant, and the inmates less technically savvy. In September of 2013, Fulton spent nearly $5 million to replace locks at the Rice Street facility and provide more security for jail staff and inmates.
Since we had the new locks installed in May of last year when we completed that project, it's gone very well. The locks are working as designed. They're doing exactly what we need them to do. They're providing the extra security and protection that we have to keep people safe and secure in the Fulton County Jail. The staff feel more safe doing their work in the jail, and the inmates feel safe being incarcerated actually in the jail, in that their property is safe and that they feel safer from attack from other inmates.
With overcrowding and security handled, court officials say staffing remains a concern. In April, commissioners approved plans to conduct a staffing survey for the jail.
Well, we're always looking for good help. We need good sworn staff. That includes our deputy sheriffs and detention officers who work directly with the inmates. But we also need good civilian staffs who handle the record keeping, data input, and do some of the other paraprofessional activities that occur in jail. So we're looking for many good people from different areas all over.
Commission Chairman John Eves, who has worked continuously to have the consent order overturned, says he is pleased with the court's decision to terminate the consent decree.
So we got great news. Judge Thrash entertained a conference hearing yesterday, and the judge has terminated the consent order, so we're now free from the consent decree. It's great news in terms of the great hard work that we've done over the years, that we've been under consent order since 2005, 2006. So we're there now, and gives us a lot more autonomy and flexibility in terms of doing the best we can in terms of providing a clean, safe jail that will lead to better and enhanced public safety in our community.
Though the oversight has ended for the facility, Fulton officials agree there is still more work to be done to address all of the issues that still exist at the jail. And while building a new one may be ideal for the sheriff's office, commissioners say the price tag that comes would not be ideal for taxpayers. Reporting at the Fulton County Jail, I'm Priscilla Ortega for FGTV.
Thanks, Priscilla. Now, in addition to the county addressing the issues outlined in the consent decree and more, Fulton also launched the Odyssey Case Management System to improve information sharing among justice partners. That move alone is enhancing operations at not only the jail, but the justice system as a whole. We'll be right back. Well, that does it for this edition of Talk Fulton. A special thanks to the Fulton County Public Defender Vernon Pitts, and a special thanks to you, of course, for watching. We invite you to email us to let us know what topics you'd like to see addressed on Talk Fulton. Email us at fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. I'm Yvette Jones. We will see you next time.